The two primary business objectives for supply chains over the past century have been reliability and efficiency. That is no longer sufficient. To compete effectively, supply chains must now also be resilient and sustainable. And traceability is a great enabler to do so. Leadership teams that can trace a product throughout their entire value chain will be able to transform their operations and create new business models. Leading companies in digital traceability understand that it is also an offensive and a defensive weapon. For these leaders, their value chain is their new competitive base. Traceability leaders start with 5 actions. First, they must set the strategy. They link the application areas to the company's overall ambition, strategic priorities, and specific opportunities for value creation, higher performance, and greater sustainability. Within those strategic priorities, they start with the application areas that will create immediate value, not necessarily the highest value. What's most important at this stage is to energize both your internal and external stakeholders and convince them of the value of collaborating across the end-to-end ecosystem. They focus on application areas that will help build the organizational muscles to implement and, more importantly, to scale. Traceability is a journey that will benefit from cross-organizational learning to build the company's capabilities over time. When expanding beyond the first traceability application areas, they select the next set of use cases that build on the same enablers to accelerate scaling, amplify the results, and build a repeatable flywheel. They prioritize implementation areas where they can influence how other members of the ecosystem behave and begin to build the required trust across their partners. In the coming decade, we expect to see 2 very different performance curves across each industry sector. A higher performance curve for those companies that can digitally see and trace across their value chain, and a lower performance curve for those that cannot. For leadership teams evaluating their options, it is time to act. For those that are piloting and experimenting, it is time to scale. And for those running full-scale digital solutions, it is time to amplify the benefits.